news to bring along to you on the NEA Report. This is Stan Morris reporting. It's just about 12:30, and we just got a press release from JPD, a pretty startling one at that. We're going to be showing you the press release here in a moment, but as folks join us, we want to let you know there's been an early morning burglary in Jonesboro, and police are now investigating yet another crime that has been reported in the area just off of Caraway Road in an apartment complex. We've reported it several times. That's it. It's 828 South Caraway Road. You know where we're talking about if you watched our live streams, because my goodness, I've been over there several times myself just this year already, including for a shooting that was earlier this year, and I'm trying to recall, I believe there was a second shooting that I went to not long after that. Now, authorities are investigating an early morning burglary at that location. It's been reported that 3 burglars with a gun, not just one gun, but it's reported several guns and a machete, barged into someone's apartment complex. Let's run through the entire thing. I'll tell you exactly what they said in the Jonesboro Police Department news release. Officers arrived on the scene, spoke to the male subject, learned he had been the victim of a residential burglary. He told officers he was asleep, and 3 subjects not known to him entered the apartment, woke him and his roommates up. The intruders were armed with apparently firearms, and one of the intruders had a machete too. It says in the press release that then the intruders tied up the victims' hands behind their backs and demanded money from them. Wow. The victims were hit with a firearm, according to the press release, while the intruders demanded money from them. The victims suffered a minor injury from being hit. The suspects then left the apartment after it says they were unsuccessful in their attempt to obtain money from the victims. It says in the press release, officers contacted other victims in the home and then called investigators to the scene. Detectives collected evidence and gathered statements from witnesses, but right now they need your help on this because they don't have as much information as they could use. Of course, they're trying to solve this case as we speak. For those just joining, I want to show you where this took place because it's reported at the 800 block, 828 South Caraway Road. That's off of Caraway. I mean, if you see the map right there, if you're looking at it on the screen, it's right not far away from Jonesboro Police Department. It's right behind the Pizza Hut there off Caraway Road, fairly close to authorities, main headquarters in Jonesboro. This case is one that authorities are working on actively. They're asking for help. If you've got any information, please contact Jonesboro Police Department. The number for them, 870-935-6710, and the number for Crime Stoppers is on your screen. It's 870-935-STOP. That's 7867. Tips are allowed to be provided anonymously through that. You may earn cash for those tips. You may also save somebody's life if you've got burglars breaking into people's homes with machetes and guns and demanding cash. It's probably at the point where even if you're friends with them, those are not people that need to be going unfettered, so to speak. It's right now 12:31 in Jonesboro, just breaking a short time ago, a press release from Jonesboro Police Department. I'm going to show you the actual release right now as we are here with about 100 folks with us live on NEA Report. I'm showing you the press release. It's sent to us from Corporal David McDaniel, and you could see there it's talking about that early morning burglary. I'll run through the press release just one more time for folks before we conclude our live stream here, but I want to let you know just everything that we know about this. It actually started at 8:30 a.m. when a third party requested a welfare check of an unknown male subject. It says standing near the apartment complex located at 828 South Caraway Road. Officers arrived on the scene and contacted the male subject. They learned he had been the victim of a residential burglary. The victim informed officers he was asleep. 3 subjects not known to him entered his apartment, woke him and his roommates up. The intruders were armed with firearms. It doesn't say how many, but it says firearms, so that's indicating multiple. And it says one was holding a machete. The intruders then tied the victims' hands behind their backs, demanded money from them. The victims, it said, including potentially multiple, were hit with a firearm as intruders demanded cash from them, demanded money. It says one of the victims suffered a minor injury from being hit. The suspects then left the apartment after they were unsuccessful in their attempt to obtain money from the victims. Officers spoke to the other victims in the home, then called investigators to the scene, and the release concludes there by saying that they collected evidence, gathered statements from witnesses, but they're still actively investigating this and working to develop suspect information and investigate investigative leads. That's where they're hoping, at least, that the public might be able to come in on this and help out. If you have any information at all about this case, I'm going to show you the map of where it took place again, so you might have an idea. It's off of South Caraway Road. It's behind Pizza Hut. It's actually somewhat close to Jonesboro Police Department, just in proximity. If you see the map right here of where we're talking about, it's pretty close to West Washington and Caraway Road, if you're kind of familiar with Jonesboro as East Washington as it turns into East Matthews. Kind of that area, East Matthews, Caraway Road. No arrest has been made at this time in this case, but authorities needing any information you might be able to provide. The number for JPD, I don't have it on the screen, but I know it off the top of my head just from doing this enough. It's 870-935-6710. That'll get you in touch with somebody like in CID if you want to talk to a detective, and you can actually let them know what they may be looking for. But the number for Crime Stoppers is 935-STOP. That's what I have on the screen right now for everyone. That allows you to call anonymously if you're wanting to provide tips for crime, but you don't want to perhaps have your name on the record if you're trying not to perhaps rat somebody out, but it's time to do the right thing. Well, that's probably your best alternative or your best option. We're asking folks to contact Jonesboro Police Department or contact Crime Stoppers in this case, as clearly yet another case of violent crime being reported in Jonesboro, and authorities need your help. It's 12:34 in Jonesboro. I'm Stan Morris reporting with breaking news on NEA Report.